and welcome to Rythmia's Facebook Live. So I want to welcome my friend, my beautiful friend Amanda. Amanda is from Denmark, and we are at the Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica, in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. So Amanda, she's been here once before, so I'd like you to kind of share a little bit about, if you don't mind, your first visit, and then what called you back for your second visit.
Yeah, so I was here, I was at Rythmia 2 months ago.
It was 2 months ago.
It's only 2 months ago. Yes.
Time is so weird here.
What is time?
Right.
Totally dissolves.
Right.
I did 2 weeks of the Rythmia way, and yeah, I just completely changed my life. It did tear a lot of things apart in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I felt like I arrived to certain realizations that would have taken me 10 years to get to
For sure.
in 2 weeks. And I came back to Denmark and I was like, I think it's time to book my return trip. Yeah, no, I worked through so much fear those first 2 weeks that gave me a lot of courage to go deeper.
For sure.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that, which is like, it's a whole new world when you work through that fear. You can begin to explore more of you and study more of you when you move through that. And so I just instantly knew I had to go back and work more with the medicine. And yeah, I just finished my third week. And I mean, I was actually thinking of extending my trip for another week, but I'll be back. I'll be back soon again.
No problem. Well, we would love to have you extend or come back whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
It's whatever your little soul tells you is the right answer.
That's it. I'm listening.
For sure. For sure. So you, so the first week, what did your, now miracles can look several different ways. It can look like I got my three intentions. It can look like a death and rebirth. It can look like a shift in perspective. So like your first 2 weeks here, I should say, what did your miracle look like that week or those weeks?
I feel like I got everything multiple times, but I definitely, the first 2 days, the first ceremony, I definitely saw who I'd become in terms of how much fear I'd accumulated.
Sure.
And then I had a merge with my soul 2 nights after, which came by working through the fear. And this time I have healed my heart in a way that I could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
I had a lot of healing to do in terms of trust, feeling safe in the world, coming from a background with a lot of PTSD, general anxiety, panic attacks, that had been with me since, I mean, definitely it's ancestral and something that I accumulated throughout my lineage, but since I was a child, I suffered so much PTSD and anxiety from the things I experienced in my childhood growing up.
Right.
So this time I had the opportunity to let go of this fear that was so deeply embedded inside of me, knowing that it was not off my soul, but the way that I was able to let it go in the very last ceremony was, I mean, I feel like every single step I've taken on the healing path led me to that moment in time.
Beautiful.
So the first 2 weeks was, in many ways, like preparation, just tearing things apart, breaking things apart, seeing where my life in the external was out of alignment, coming back, continuing the work, right? Because 50% of the work happens here, and then 50% happens when you come back. And you gotta have that courage to you've seen truth, you've seen the things, and then continue the work when you get back home. I feel like that just amplified everything when I came back here, was that I had the courage to make the right decisions for myself.
Right.
And that led me to a deeper trust that essentially really led to healing my heart in a way that I could have ever dreamt of. And I'm like 1,000 pounds lighter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. I love that. I mean, you just dealt with the fear. And you mentioned to me earlier about like ancestral fear. So you felt like you healed some ancestral fear.
Deeply. Both my dad had a really traumatic I mean, I think every single lineage have their own accumulated trauma,
For sure.
and generational trauma, and we have the opportunity to be the karmic slayers of our lineage. And yeah, I healed I saw right before that release of the fear, I saw that, oh my God, like this is not only mine, it's my mom's and it is my dad's as well. And each of their lineages. And that gave me the courage to like, oh, it ends with me. I want to be free, and I want to set my lineage free.
Your
as well.
future.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and exactly 7 years forward. So it was a very powerful experience.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and an instant shift of perception. Like I just like the whole world just looked so different at an instant.
Right.
And the shaman who helped me, the female shaman who helped me, I just looked at her and I was like, what? What was that? Right? And the whole, and it's not like, I think fear is obviously a very human experience, and it will continue to wave through us, but to not be embedded in it and to not be spiraling or constantly perceived through fear. Right. It's like removing the darkness from the eyes, and then when fear comes, we can sit and we can feel it, we can run it through the heart, but it's not this perception rooted in fear.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I think that's amazing. I think fear is, quite honestly, the most basic of emotions.
It really is.
I feel like other emotions will mask, but I think the ultimate one laying beneath everything is fear. Because like great books like the Bible say, fear not, fear not, fear not. Like that's the one emotion they deal with all the time. Yeah. And you dealt with it head on.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And just cleared it out. Cleared it out.
Yeah.
Well, tell me why rythmia. What brought you to rythmia?
I wanted to work with plant medicine in a facility, in a structure where I knew I was safe, where I knew that there was integration as a part of it, because I know the power of the medicine, and I also know that I had to go back to life. and also just like, I'm 32. I'm like, I'm not just like in my 20s, like traveling around, like let's do this in some like weird baseball. Like I wanted to know that, and because I knew I was going to work with a lot of fear, I wanted to know that I was 100% safe in every single aspect. And just knowing rythmia, knowing how you guys do it, and in such integrity, knowing from the medicine team who are just incredible on every single level, knowing that there is integration, that there is coaching available, that there is a medical like you're just like that just made me feeling so safe and so supported to really let myself go into those crevices of fear, because I knew that I didn't have to worry. Right. And of course, like plant medicine is like, you should approach that with a lot of integrity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's powerful. And so going to a place where I know like 15,000 people have gone through, 16,000 as clients and guests, and also knowing people who've gone here, I just knew is the right thing. And the integration part for me was so crucial, because yes, you go back home, and of course you're not the same when you go back home, but you have the opportunity to integrate throughout, so you're not just bombed with all this mass information, startled, not knowing what to do with it, but you actually have the opportunity to unpack it as you go, and hearing other people's stories, like, like I'm not alone with this. I'm not alone with my trauma or my wound. We all have our wounding, and that was a big part of my healing last time when I went here, because I think in our suffering, we can get so isolated and lonely and think it's all about us and we're the only one who've experienced this. And then you sit in class and you listen to all these incredible, brave people who come with their baggage, and you're like, I'm not alone in this. I'm less isolated. So it's also less drama around it, and more an opportunity to really truly heal it and not attach so much to it. So the integration part as well was a really big game changer for me. So though things definitely and rapidly changed when I got back home, I felt so much more supported
Right.
in every single aspect, knowing that there's also the integration app after, and like all of that really.
Yeah.
I have a great community, but I also know that a lot of people might not, right? And they don't
Right.
know where to go.
Right.
And the fact that you guys have extended that safety net is, I think, is so beautiful.
Awesome.
And
That's
yeah.
so good. So good. And then you went home, massive changes.
Mhm.
So it is nice to know you can call on your friends that you were here in class with and in ceremony with, and just, hey, I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice to have that option.
Yeah.
And that opportunity.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who is thinking about, wow, I've never done ayahuasca, but I'm curious,
Mhm.
and what would you say to somebody who's just thinking about it or on the fence about it?
Well, what I'm telling everybody back home now. I really think that this is I even talked to my mom about it, who's like, you know, she's seen the magic and wonders that this medicine has done
Sure.
for me, but is of another generation and has like her concerns
Sure.
with, like, and I just like the fact that the facilities and the safety is of the caliber that it is like, it is for me like this, like the Rythmia is for me, in my opinion, the best place you can go, because of the level of integrity.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, it's not going to be hard.
Right.
It's not going to be confronting.
Doing a lot of work.
You're doing it's work, and that, but you're in the, like, this is the best place, in my opinion, to. That's what I love about Rythmia, is that you guys hold our hands only to the level that we need it, because we have to walk through the things on our own, but it's like you're so supported in every single way. And one of my concerns would be, safety, and like mental safety, and like just knowing that all of that is so well taken care of, and like throughout, like you're like in ceremony, when you're working through hard stuff, like you are not alone. Like there are always someone there to guide you through. And if you wake up next morning and you're like there are people at breakfast, there are coaches, like they're like, it's just the whole thing is so supportive. So there is also, like, of course, a sense of like reality check in the fact, like, no, you don't go here to like retreat and then just like chill. It's work, but it's also, it's the most important work you can do. It's the work of the evolution of your soul. And I mean, that's why we came here, to have a deeper experience of who we are. And to me, that it's changed a lot now, because it's just opened up so much more curiosity for what there is to explore.
For sure.
And how I can bring more of that to the world and participate more in the beautiful orchestra of life, and be closer to life, and closer to the people, and closer to myself in life as well.
I love that. Well, you're such a beautiful human, beautiful woman, Viking warrior.
Yes.
And thank you for coming and doing the work. It's amazing. So you just felt the call and you came, and the beautiful thing, as you said, is you were able to go super deep because you felt super safe.
Yes, exactly.
And we have all of what we have. We're set up for safety.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of your main pillars.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Well, amazing. Thank you, Amanda. You are so much. You're just amazing. I'm so glad you're here, and I know I'm gonna spend more time with you in the future. I'm positive of that.
I'll be back.
For sure. Well, thank you for joining us today on the Facebook Live. If you are interested, please contact us here at Rythmia Life Advancement Center. We would love to have you come join us here in beautiful Guanacaste, Costa Rica. Thank you, and have a beautiful Saturday.
Thank you. Bye.